Huge fight. Rayner and Victoria Starmer clash in public over Keir Starmer. As British citizens, we are all aware that our fundamental right to free speech is under serious threat. The ability to express our thoughts, opinions, and concerns openly, without fear of censorship or suppression, is a cornerstone of any truly democratic society. Yet, in recent years, we have seen a disturbing shift in how speech is being policed, particularly on social media platforms. In the United States, there has been significant pushback against these threats to free expression, especially following the previous administration's efforts. Efforts are being made to ensure that American citizens are not silenced by big tech companies, government overreach, or media bias. Now, we are beginning to see similar conversations emerging in the UK and across Europe as well. The tide is turning. In today's video, we'll be reacting to a key member of Donald Trump's team as they expose and challenge what is happening in the United Kingdom and across Europe. Their insights shed light on the broader battle for free expression and the urgent need to push back against growing censorship. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Your support helps us continue these important discussions. The new administration is turning its gaze on the rest of the world and calling out leaders, including ours, for the state of our country. I heard a speech, and I tell you, a key Trump ally remarked, "I heard JD's speech, right? Yes, sir. I heard his speech, and he talked about freedom of speech. I think it's true that in Europe, they are losing their wonderful right to freedom of speech. I see it. I mean, I thought he made a very good speech, actually, very brilliant." He continued, "Europe has to be careful," referring to concerns about rising challenges to free expression in the region. The speech specifically called out the UK, noting, "When I look at Europe today, it's sometimes not so clear what happened to some of the Cold War winners. I look to Brussels, where EU commissars warn citizens that they intend to shut down social media during times of civil unrest the moment they spot what they've judged to be hateful content. Or this very country, where police have carried out raids against citizens suspected of posting anti-feminist comments online as part of combating misogyny on the internet." The ally continued, reflecting on a case in Sweden, where 2 weeks ago, the government convicted a Christian activist for participating in Quran burnings that resulted in his friend's murder. The judge in the case chillingly noted that Sweden's laws, supposedly protecting free expression, did not in fact grant a free pass to say anything without risking offending the group holding that belief. Perhaps most concerningly, this speech turned toward the UK. I look to our very dear friends in the United Kingdom, where the backslide away from conscience rights has placed the basic liberties of religious Britain, in particular, in the crosshairs, the speaker stated. He then recounted the story of Adam Smith Connor, a 51-year-old physiotherapist and army veteran who was charged in the UK for standing 50 meters from an abortion clinic, silently praying for 3 minutes. He wasn't obstructing anyone or interacting with anyone, but after law enforcement spotted him and demanded to know what he was praying for, Adam replied that he was praying for the unborn child he and his former girlfriend had aborted years before. This led to his conviction for breaking the UK's new buffer zones law, which criminalizes actions that could influence a person's decision near an abortion facility. The speaker's criticism didn't stop there. "I wish I could say this was a fluke, a one-off crazy example of a badly written law being enacted against a single person," he stated. But no. In conclusion, the ongoing debate surrounding free speech in the UK and across Europe highlights a concerning trend of increasing censorship and government overreach. The examples presented in the speech, from the policing of online discourse to the criminalization of silent prayer, demonstrate the fragility of fundamental rights once taken for granted. As discussions on these issues gain momentum globally, it is crucial for citizens to remain vigilant and push back against measures that threaten free expression. The fight for these freedoms is not just a political issue, it is a battle for the very principles that define democratic societies.